Hey everyone, Joe here. Well, I want to talk to you today about some photo and camera accessories you may want to consider. Now, I have quite a few things laid out here on my table and stuff. I want to talk to you about it because when you buy your camera, that's just the first part of your investment. You're actually going to end up buying a lot more stuff, a lot more gear. So I want to kind of go over some things you might want to consider and kind of tell you what my priority is on them to let you know, hey, you might want to pick this up before you leave the store. Or before you check out Amazon, depending on where you shop at. Anyway, let me first start off what I think is probably the most important, and that is cleaning gear. Now, first off, an air duster. This is, to me, this is essential. I cannot travel without this. A lot of times you get dust and stuff on your gear, blow it off. A lot of times you get dust on the camera, and sometimes the automatic cleaning mode doesn't always clean it or shake it off. You open up your camera, blow a little air in there, make the dust fall off. It's essential. Now, I got this one here in the Philippines. This is a generic one, but they also make a lot of those air rocket ones that are also quite nice. They got the little fins on them. They're built really good. They're about $8, $10. This one's probably $3 or $4. You can buy generic ones off Amazon as well. I do want to kind of warn you, if you go to do any kind of traveling and stuff, to cut the fins off the air rocket ones because TSA thinks that air rocket could be actually be a bomb, and people have been harassed by this. Just fair warning. So anyway, that's why I got the little generic one here. I don't have to cut anything off. All right, the other thing you want to get for this cleaning gear is microfiber cloths. These are a Clear Max brand. I got these off Amazon. I've been buying these. I like these a lot. A lot of them you get, because you can actually rewash these, a lot of them you get kind of fuzzed up after you use them a little bit, and that's kind of horrible because you're supposed to be lint-free, that way you can clean your lens and stuff off. You don't have any other dust or other junk getting back on it after you cleaned it off, or lint's just as bad. So these work really good. I found, even with me washing these a couple of times, mostly in just water, maybe just a pinch of detergent. Not supposed to use any detergent, but, a couple of gallons of water, pinch of soap ain't gonna hurt anything, my opinion. And to me, it just helps clean them better. But anyway, these hold up quite nice. I forgot what I paid for these. They come in different packages and stuff. Of course, all the items I'm talking about here are linked down in the description below to my Amazon wish list, my accessory wish list. So if you want to check out any of these items, they're already on a list. So just click the link and surf away and see what I got written about them and what you need. All right. Zeiss lens wipes. Now, these are another essential cleaning item. Now, these are little paper cloths that got alcohol infused in them. I say infused, they're just slightly soaked. They're not overly soaked, but they work pretty good. So if you get anything on your lens, like for example, I go out to the beach a lot and get sea spray on my lens. Well, this won't be enough to get it off. Eventually I have to go to this. Even though I do use a protection filter, which is a good thing, I take these, just wipe off the protection filter, clean my lens up, good to go. So I do recommend these quite a bit. Alright, so I've got cleaning gear out of the way here. Let me talk about something else. Now, when you buy all this camera gear and stuff, you're eventually going to need a place to put it. Now, that's why you're going to need a camera bag. Now, not particularly probably this one. This is a Case Logic one I got. I did a review on it a while back. I'll put a link down in the description for that as well. But this, or even like you probably see here in the back, TBC 410, little sling style, you want to consider getting something like that because depending on how much gear and stuff you got, you're eventually going to need a place to put everything. You don't want it laying out and getting all dusty and stuff all the time. So when you go somewhere, you're going to have somewhere to put it. Got to need a camera bag. So kind of budget that in. Camera bags are kind of important. Alright. So now we get done the camera bags. Like I said, they come in different sizes. Just choose whatever you need to fit your amount of gear or the camera you got, because you can get them really small to really big. Another thing is memory card. Now you can probably go get a memory card, or at least you should be buying one when you buy your camera. You may always want to consider purchasing an additional one. Kind of sucks to go out, be taking photos and run out. Now, these 32 gigabyte ones hold quite a few thousand photos. So if you're getting quite a big one, probably not as important of an item to get. But if you're doing any traveling, do get these. Now I like these Samsung Pro ones. I know the SanDisk Pro ones are also pretty nice. I like these because they're magnetically shielded. Another thing is going through airport security again. That way I don't have to worry about them getting x-rayed, magnetic, or even these are actually waterproof. You can leave these in the ocean for up to 24 hours. Probably won't find it after 24 hours. Probably won't find it after a few minutes, but still slightly waterproof. Not forever, but it'll hold up a little bit. Just in case you accidentally dump your camera, at least you can save your photos if you can dry it off in time. And of course, they make little cases to keep stuff like this in. This is a little rug guard one I picked up before Christmas. Probably remember seeing a video on that. This is a little cheap one. They make other ones, little billfold types too, to keep your stuff in. You may want to consider one of these if you get too many of those. And of course, batteries. I have quite a few different batteries and stuff here. You're going to want more batteries. I like these Wasabi ones. I know I always link the official Canon made batteries, and the reason I do that is because the Canon made batteries, these have the potential, let me just rephrase it, these have the potential to void your warranty on a new camera because they're not the official battery. May want to take that into consideration, but my own personal use and my experience, I've had really great success out of these. Only 2 batteries I've ever had actually go bad were actually Canon batteries. That may be saying something. But anyway, you can get like this charger and like 2 batteries. It's like $25, $35 for like any kind of Canon cameras and stuff. Like I said, even this one's a Wasabi as well. I rotoed it on back, but anyway. So you might want to consider the battery because it really sucks to go out like, hey, I got my camera and I have a dead battery. So yeah. That may be something you want to consider. Alright. So I've got those out of the way. Let me talk about camera straps. Now you go get a camera strap with your camera. It's going to have a bit fancy one. Depending on what you get, it may say Canon EOS on it. Or just Canon. Or if you get like the 60, 70Ds or any of the higher end cameras, it's going to have to have what type of camera you got on it. Like 80D, 70D, blah, blah, blah. They're uncomfortable as hell. If you're going to be walking around doing any kind of real photography, those camera straps suck. They really do. So I don't use them. I keep them, put them up as memorabilia, but I don't use those things. These things suck. Now this is a black Rapid one here. I got an RS7. I love these. Very light, very comfortable. These screw into the tripod mount on the bottom of your camera. Highly recommended. They make different types of these. They even make one that's more curvier for a woman's physique. I hope that's the correct word. So kind of cut through here a little bit better instead of over. This one's called, like I said, the RS7. Highly recommend it. These are kind of pricey, but really, if you're going to be putting a couple $1,000s worth of camera gear at the end of it, what's $50, $60, on a good strap. I've bought cheaper ones and just give them away because they're garbage. The black wrap ones I really do recommend. Alrighty. Now the other thing is filters. Now I buy a lot of these Tiffin ones. Of course I'll link these as well. But you really want to get a filter. First thing you want to get is, if you're doing any kind of outdoor photography, is probably a protection filter. Or, even more importantly, probably a CPL. This is a circular polarizer. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, these really help block out UV light and stuff. Or cut down a lot of that bright glimmer and stuff you see on like the ocean water and stuff. Of course, you also got ND filters. Now this one may look like a protection filter. This one's actually what I call a star filter. This is it's a 6-point star filter. So that's kind of a creative arty type thing. But you may want to consider getting like these to help, because especially for outdoors and stuff, cutting out that light, make the skies look a lot more bluer, more nice looking. And you're gonna consider CPL or and if you're just shooting around other stuff, you just want to get a protection filter to keep from knocking and scratching the lens. Mine is actually on that one at the moment, so that's the reason I can't show it to you. Anyway, So I've got filters and all that stuff out of the way. Let's get over to this one. Tripods. Now this is a small one. Now this is my travel tripod. Little me photo here. This is super small, but I got it. It doesn't hold a lot of weight. It will hold my small DSLR with a light lens. I wouldn't put a heavy lens on this whatsoever, but it's pretty decent. I mainly use this one to hold my video camera. And like I said, I travel with this in air travel. That's the reason I got it, because it's really super small. But if depending on the size of your camera, you depend on what size tripod you want to get. That one I probably would never use for a long exposure, unless it was really, depends on the situation, because it's just too small for a heavy DSLR. But like I said, they make other sizes. They make real big ones to a lot bigger. This is the smallest I could get to actually hold a DSLR. But, that's the reason I got that one. Alrighty. So, yeah, you might consider a tripod, because that's the only way to get a steady, nice looking shot at night. Unless you jack your ISO up, it's going to look like crap. So, yeah, tripod is pretty much essential. So, now the other thing here is the little infrared remote. So, like I got these two little here. This is really nice if you want to hop in like a family photo, take a picture and stuff. You can just press the button, set the timer, and happen to get in the shot too. Really great because it requires nothing to connect to the camera. It's got the little settings so you pick up the infrared remote. It's good to go. Now, this other thing I got here is an intervalometer. This is probably, may not be the thing most people get. But if you're going to do any kind of time-lapse photography and stuff, highly, highly recommended. So, anyway, that's my list of camera accessories. Like I said, the cleaning gear is most important. Other stuff, camera bag's second most important. And the rest of it kind of trickles down to whatever your priority really is. The intervalometer coming in last, really. I know you can't use the intervalometer without the tripod, so keep that in mind. You got to have something to hold your camera. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you liked this video. If you're interested in any of this gear, it will be linked to a single link down in the description to my Amazon affiliate link, whatever you want to call that thing, to a wish list that has everything already listed. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you like this video, think this is helpful, how about a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, be sure to subscribe. Subscribing's free. It's for you. Let you know when I release more videos. And until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.